Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real. You're significant. Slave rebels.
End of Strawberry Fields, I'm saying cranberry sauce, not Iberry, Paul. And the rumor was started, obviously, by some madman.
What he was referring to was the fact that on that particular take, his guitar buried Paul's sound. And that's what he was saying.
What about I Buried Paul? Is it there?
It sounds like it is to me, yes. It sounds like John is saying I buried Paul.
We set out Strawberry Fields forever. We were convinced a few lads had discovered Brad's message.
It looks like a funeral.
For the cover, we came up with a list of our heroes, the ones we really liked.
On the grave is a left-handed bass in flowers. The old Beatles stand somberly in grief, and like a resurrection, the new Beatles. A hand, like a halo, appears over Paul's head, and just behind the hand is the writer Stephen Crane, who wrote the tale The Open Boat, which is about 4 men who went out on a mission, but only 3 survived. There's a white car again on the doll's lap. And on the other side is a blood-stained glove from someone who appears dark and dead. On the inside cover, Paul is wearing a label on his left shoulder. It appears that it reads OPD, which in England means officially pronounced dead.
One of the clues in Life magazine article of November 1969 is when they got a hold of Paul McCartney and said, "Tell us about the death of you." I mean, it was kind of a funny article. And he said, "Oh, I understand one of the clues is the OPD patch that says OPD on it, which in England stands for officially pronounced dead." He says, "Well, that stands for Ontario Police Department. And a fan from Canada sent me that."
The interesting fact here is that the patch does not display OPD, but does display OPP, which is for the Ontario Provincial Police. However, due to the chosen angle of the photograph, the patch does appear to display the letters OPD. Some professional graphic artists have insisted that there may have even been some visual manipulation of the image prior to its publication.
On the back of the album, Paul is the only one standing with his back to the camera. George is pointing at a line from She's Leaving Home.
Wednesday morning at 5 o'clock as the day begins.
According to the rumor, the day and time Paul was officially pronounced dead.
If you were to ask anyone who is the voice of the Beatles, the name would be Derek Taylor.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Derek Taylor.
Yes, sure.
Why the preoccupation with exotic symbolisms of death?
These are not things that we are aware of.
What about the Paul spelled out on the Sgt. Pepper's album, the guitar in flowers?
That's apparently there's a left-handed guitar there.
Yes.
On the grave.
Yes, it is a grave.
Because we are clearly dense in that we cannot see the symbolism.
According to the credits, the bass drum was designed by Joe F. Grave. It's just impossible to find any trace of him. He simply does not exist. Epgrave may be a hybrid of epitaph and grave.
The drum skin does, in fact, bear a stunning resemblance to the epitaph of Lewis Carroll, inscribed on his memorial plaque inside Westminster Abbey. Both have the artist's nom de plume on the outside of the circle, but the inside contains the true epitaph. However, to read the epitaph,
the cryptic word games are the immediate extension of Lewis Carroll's famous poem, Jabberwocky, which shows that in word are very different meanings if one knows how to decode them.
The secret code of Jabberwocky.
Lonely becomes 111X. Hearts becomes he, die. 111X, he die. Or stated differently, 11 Roman numeral 9, he die. According to the rumor, he died November 9. Who died? Follow the arrow. Paul died. Aleister Crowley, the man who called himself the Beast 666, writer, philosopher, founder of Thelema, cult leader, Freemason, and magician, wrote the book Magic, in which he describes how to communicate on a subliminal level by speaking backwards in order to gain power over others.
Let him learn to write backwards with either hand. Let him learn to walk backwards. Let him constantly watch, if convenient, cinematograph films and listen to phonograph records, reversed.
2 photographs of Crowley were planned for the Sgt. Pepper cover. But since one of the photos of a younger Crowley resembled Paul, Crowley appeared on the cover only once. Or did he? Aleister Crowley died in 1947, 20 years before Paul sang,
"It was 20 years ago today."
Was Aleister Crowley the real Sgt. Pepper? The inside cardboard contained Sgt. Pepper, the Beatles, military stripes, and a fake mustache.
Sgt. Pepper's lonely, Sgt. Pepper's lonely, Sgt. Pepper's lonely heart. It runs up every toss, 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 it runs up every toss.
It was a fake mustache. We decided to add a secret little message to the end of the record. So we went to the studio and did a run-out groove. It laughed for 1 second, but it took the whole evening to get it right. Turn it around, the other way around, you know. We'll all be Magic Superman. That was it.